another beautiful Saturday by Canal. And I've bought a little brewery outside. We have 48 litres of reversed osmosis did water. Just bringing it up to mash temp. Currently, still telling this light, currently at 49, and because the camera has a sync aperture for the sunlight, it'll make it look like these are flickering, which of course they are, because that's the kind of the way the shutter speed works. But that doesn't matter, because you don't need to see those, only I need to see those. So we're currently recircing. I'm about to add my water profile. The reason I haven't done it yet is because I haven't quite decided which way I'm going to go with this. It's going to be a last minute brew. I might go for something like a heady topper, which is kind of the original New England IPA, because this woman, I can't remember her name, Lauren Cooper I think, sent me some Conan Yeast, and that's the yeast behind the heady topper. If I'm not going to do that, I'll just do another New England IPA. I fancy doing something really kind of like grapefruity, so Sabro and Vic Secret, something like, I don't know, and a little bit of Citra. I fancy doing that, but I don't know whether I should, because I've been doing far too many New England IPAs recently. Anyway, what's going on with the sun up there? It's supposed to be a bloody sunny day today. Clouds can bugger off. Right, so we'll bring this up to temperature, then I'm probably going to spin it round so I face the canal, because then when I'm videoing it's always nicer to have a backdrop of a nice canal. And oh look, got some sun coming back. That's good. So I got the sun on my back yesterday, get the sun on my front today. Right, back when we're ready to get mashing. We have turned the brewery around so that I can be facing the canal, and we're ready to mash in, dough in. I'll go through the grain bill in this list on the screen here, but now let's get it all chuckered in. Lovely. No doughy ballses. That's what we like. But I'm going to give that another little bit of a stir and then come back when it's time to check the efficiency. This, I think I'm going to do this as a 90-minute mash at 68. Don't ask me why, because I don't know. We managed to get an hour and a half of almost perfectly spot on mash temp. Brilliant. We're now starting to come up for the boil. You're not interested in that rubbish, are you? You want to see canal. Look at this. What a gorgeous day. A few clouds, but it's all right. It's been reasonably warm. We've just had some friends from a separate household to come and socially isolate. Strange times, talking to people 8 foot away. Right, so gonna give this a boil for an hour and then bung some hops in. This is where I have to decide. And I don't know, I'm weighing Simcoe. I don't know. Oh, it'd be a pleasant surprise. Let's see what happens. We have the start of a boil. Ooh. And that strange looking stuff on the top, beer stone or whatever it's called. Right, so give this an hour, and with 15 minutes to go, I'm either going to chuck in some maltodextrin or maybe some lactose. Ooh, decisions. See, none of this really works to a proper recipe. "15 minutes to go. We have decanted all the grains. This is what I dry them in. I'm going to take a sample away, and we're going to make some dog biscuits. Damo's recipe. With 15 minutes to go, and I'm going to add 600 grams of lactose. 600 grams of lactose. This should give this a rather interesting mouthfeel. And for the hops, I have decided on, and yes, of course I've changed my bloody mind again. I have decided on, sorry, all steamy uppy, Mosaic, Simcoe and Vic Secret. And in the flame out, I'm going to put 75 grams of each. A bit unconventional, but you don't try these things, you never live to chuck it all in the canal. So we've got 15. Does that come back to the boil yet? Yes. Got 15 minutes. Give that 15 minutes. Go on, do it. 15 minutes. While we're doing that, I've got all the hops weighed out. I'm just going to have a quick look down the canal. How lovely is this? There's a train on the track, yeah. I have to say, I'm always constantly reminded of how privileged I am. And alright, it's only a tin shed, but it's our tin shed, and it's lovely. 15 minutes then, boys and girls, and we'll throw it through the plate chiller into, I'm only putting it in a plastic bucket because the stainless steel Angel Homebrew fermenter, conical fermenter, currently has the LauNEIPA, Timmy's Influence New England IPA, and I can't be arsed buggering about with the Firmzilla this time because I'm going to put quite a lot of dry hops in. I don't want that getting stuck in the bottom a bit again. I might try the all-rounder if I can get a deal on the all-rounder, or if someone, like they did with the Firmzilla, wants to buy me one, that'd be lovely. Otherwise I'm just going to use a Wilco's fermenting bucket with a tap on it. That's currently full of Starsan, awaiting the end of the boil. And then we're going to chuck the basket in, chuck the hops in, wait 20-30 minutes. I'm going to let it cool down a teeny weeny bit before chucking the hops in. There's a bit of a breeze, so it won't take too long to cool it down. I did think about chucking some through the plate chiller just to get it down a little bit, but no, I'm just going to give it probably about 3 or 4 minutes. And with this, I don't know if you can see the things blowing in the, there's a gull. Sorry, the thing's blowing in wind, so that will cool it down quite quickly. Right, back soon. is just not fair. It's really not fair having to endure constant beauties on the towpath. Sorry, completely distracted once again. Oh, you're lovely. Now, she can make a happy man very old. We are now mere seconds away from me getting the beating of my life. There we are, that's it. So we can now F off. We can now flame off. And let's pop us that up basket in, and oh gosh, that smells absolutely sensational. Right, chuck that in. Oh, and how are we doing temperature wise? It's quite warm, isn't it? Ideally, you know, that would be down in the 80s, but that lovely wind, what we did have, it's pretty much gone. It's a mere breeze now. So I have to make a decision. I don't like leaving wet like that. So I think from now, there's a certain, as soon as you stop it boiling, there's a chemical, I don't know, I can't remember what it is, which starts developing. So I think I'm going to get these hops in here reasonably quickly. What time are we at? It's 5:05. So I'm going to bung these hops in and then give them 25 minutes. Yes. Oh, that smell. That smell. Oh, that is beautiful. Right. Oh, God, you've no idea. One day, if ever YouTube invent smells. Right, I'm going to cover that up actually and give that until 5:30, and then I'll slam it through the plate chiller. What I'm going to do is clean out the mash tun, give that a bit of a rinse out down there, a bit canal. Back soon. It's that time. We have a 30-minute steep. Now, let's start. Turn the water on through the plate chiller. So that now should be coming out of the exhaust. I can hear it into the canal. The exhaust. It's a bit wasteful. That will eventually all go into that water butt when we've set all the water butts up. But for the moment, it's going into the canal. So that's keeping the plate chiller cool. This is now going down into pump, out at pump, up through here, in, and then in a second we'll start coming out. Let's turn this on. This tells us 22.2, so daytime temperature. When that starts going through and coming out of here as it is now into a bucket, this will tell us the temperature, and as you will see, it's starting to drop significantly. 20, yeah, beautiful. Now that's only at the moment through gravitational. As soon as I turn that pump on, but I'm going to have to throttle it. So I'm going to throttle it here, and then turn that pump on. Good. Temperature dropping nicely. you watch how quickly that ends up going down. Bearing in mind that I've throttled it on the what am I doing? On the input to the plate chiller. This will do 30 litres in a couple of minutes. It's down 19.8. That's perfect. That's kind of like pitching temperature as far as I'm concerned. Perfecto. Yes. That's what we like. Right, back when that's done. It's time. We have just under 20 litres. I didn't do that pulling all the kettle trub out this time. Thought sod it. So it actually came out pretty clear. But I left a couple of litres in the kettle. So with that starter, we should be up to about 20 litres, but I can only do it with two hands, so I can't show you me doing it. And there we have it. That was quite a larger starter than I thought. Either that, or it couldn't have been that much, because it's a 3 litre flask and it was only about 2 litres. I don't know. Anyway, Conan. God. Now that started from, well, I'll show you. This is how it arrived, in a sample tube like this. This isn't the one, this is one that I've just taken from that starter. So we have enough for to build another starter. Isn't that amazing? So 22mm in, as it should say on there, 22mm. So from 22mm to build a 3 litre, well, in a 3 litre flask, it takes a week and a bit. I think, well, that arrived on the 15th, today's the 30th, so 15 days, but that wasn't constantly growing. That was, I rested it for a little bit. So this is the yeast bank in here with all the various different types, and this was all the fault of Richard Williams, who has saved me a fortune. 3 of these are going to friends, by the way, who've asked for this yeast, and actually I think one of those is as well. Can't remember what that was for. Oh, that's for the Berliner, no, for the Hefeweizen. Well, it wasn't, it was for the raspberry wheat beer, but it turned out to be a Hefeweizen. Anyway, so yeast bank, because it's bloody expensive, this yeast. This is a 1056, which is my second favourite yeast. My favourite at the moment is the 1318, which I have about to go into a starter, and I said I would make some more of the life and death. So I think I've got some life and death in here somewhere. Oh, hang on, I'll just show you in the light. So this was harvested and grown from a 5 litre keg. It's not just kegging yeast, by the way. It's actually, it is the yeast that Vocation use to make their life and death. It's probably something shitty like US05, so I've wasted my time trying to harvest it. But I'm going to build one of those up, send some of those to, what's her name? Lauren, is it? Hang on. Yeah, Lauren. Send some of those to her, and start building a couple of slants out of that as well, I think. Right, so how's it looking down there? That's all good. Brilliant. Running that at 19 degrees. I don't know what it should be. I'll have a little look later, but it will take a while to settle. Starting the big clean down. So obviously we have dog biscuits in the making. I've got some caustic ready to go in here. Always add caustic to water, not water to caustic. Not going to be too bad a clean down because I rinsed out the mash tun. I'm giving the boiler a little bit of a pre-wham up, and then I'm going to chuck a little bit of caustic in there. Not a lot, but just enough to clean all the elements. Caustic's brilliant for that. And then a little bit of caustic in there, all washed down, and a couple of rinses, and then we're ready for next time. Now, why did I go for those the particular hop combination in the end? And really it was because that Conan yeast is the original kind of yeast that the Alchemist brewery used to make heady topper. I was going to do a heady topper, and I thought better of it. At the moment I need to bang a few more of us out first. So but I thought Simcoe in there, because Simcoe gives a nice kind of how did the guy at Alchemist say, a little bit like ganja, a little bit weedy. So, and the mosaic was because it kind of complements, and I think mosaic kind of goes in life and death, I'm not sure, possibly, maybe not. So Simcoe and mosaic, but I also wanted to chuck the Vic Secret in there because I want a sort of more of a florally, grapefruity kind of more Caribbean-y feel to my New Englander IPA. Caribbean-y, what am I talking about? So that's why I went for that particular hop combination in the end, and I shall use the same in the dry hop. After that's finished fermenting, give it about 14 days. When it's finished fermenting, I'll drop it down to 14 degrees. I will do a diacetyl rest before then. I'll just do that as a matter of course now, only for a couple of days, crank it up by about 4 to 5 degrees. So I'll do that at the probably around day 13, 14. Then give it 3 odd days at 14 degrees with the dry hopping. Then cold crash it, get it into a keg, pretend to condition it, and drink it. Yes. Right, another wonderful Canalside Brewday. Been a bit breezy, been a little bit cloudy every now and then, but all right, it's been nice. And Simon, Dawn and Harry came to visit, but they had to keep all the way over there. Yeah, that's very strange. And I don't know, I mean, you know, this lockdown, I mean, it's does strange things to the mind, you know, especially when normally within 5 minutes of getting here, Simon would have probably, I don't know, rebuilt the truck and dredged the canal and put a new roof on the incinerator and all that sort of stuff. But just sitting at a distance was kind of, yeah, it was strange. But everybody is experiencing this at the moment, and we will get through it, honestly. In the meantime, whoa, see that wind? In the meantime, Delilah and I will carry on making these silly little videos in the hope that it breaks the boredom, and in the hope that it's better than watching daytime television. If you enjoy this complete and utter nonsense from a complete and utter amateur who has cobbled together enough bits and bobs to be able to brew some beer, it would be lovely to have you as a subscriber to this little channel. And if you have liked this, it just makes me feel all warm and cuddly if you click the little thumbs up like button. That would be really, really sweet, and I would thank you forever. Right, everybody, enjoy the rest of your weekend and stay safe.